Okay, so we're doing a little bit of XCOM here. Thornstrom over at the 2K forums recommended that we open up a new game, and just before the release of XCOM 2 that's coming, that we give a new variant, the Riot variants, one more shot. The idea here is that a few of the second wave options be enacted in order to add a lot of randomness to the game at varying levels. I've done what he's dubbed the Riot Master, which is the classic level difficulty. Very nice. Did drop back down to classic after a bit of a run with impossible level games, and I'm sure that you saw at the opening screen there that we're at Gollop Chamber level, so I've played the game through all the way through till the final mission, and just to quickly have a look at those second wave settings. Damage roulette, I guess, was the most frustrating for me, I must say. What it basically does is that you can't bank on any, you can never bank on any shot hitting unless it's 100%, but you can't bank on knocking off an enemy that's down to 3 hit points with an assault rifle or anything like that, or a number of shots. During this game with a plasma sniper rifle, I reckon at least half a dozen times I got 1 hit point of damage from a shot. So what it does, if you played conservatively beforehand and it's a little bit boring and whatever, you're just going to do it even more so. What, aside from sniper oversight, distant sniper cheese, there's also I actually started the game with Asia and decided to go the Shiv route, because if I was going to lose a lot of soldiers to stupid damage roulette and being in the wrong place at the wrong time and not taking out your enemies, well, at least it was going to be Shivs and not soldiers. So after I got about half a dozen or 7, 8 soldiers up to a decent level, I kind of relied increasingly on Shivs to get me through. So damage roulette, not a fan, but I did the experience anyway. It's supposed to sort of, I suppose, make it sort of unpredictable and edge of your seat stuff, but I just found it frustrating, and particularly those long Exalt missions where you've got to take out those swarming bloody things with medics all over the place constantly healing. So not a fan, but did it nonetheless. New economy's fine. As it turns out, in my particular game, all the money was over in Asia. I actually lost Australia. I decided to abandon Australia. As I said, I started with an Asian start, and you can see here that I'll try and get rid of that. Get rid of that way. I always just keep a spare satellite just in case disaster strikes and one gets knocked out when I've got this much money. Germany, France and Russia were amongst the top, indeed they were the top yielding countries, so and even UK at 90 was fair. So Europe was the continent to cover quickly. I let Australia go. I had the choice of either going for the Africa bonus or letting Australia go. I think South Africa was not panicked remotely, but I figured, well, I'd rather take the continental bonus and let a country go. So look, it's a fine option. It mixes things up. I don't have any great problem with new economy as an option. Let's just get back to those second wave options. Not created equally and hidden potential make a lot of sense to me. I'm actually kind of wouldn't mind if they were the default settings. I think it makes perfect sense that we're not all created equally and we have hidden potential. I'll have a look at my kernels before, but one kernel did, my sniper, my best soldier actually, turned out to benefit a lot from these two. Started off strong and ended up getting good stats by the end of their promotions. Conversely, the first sniper that I ended up getting, I ended up dismissing. She had a aim of, I think, 66 or something to that effect, and I just thought, I'm not going to start with a squaddy sniper with such a horrible aim. It might not have even been that high. It was really bad. And finally, training roulette. Look, I kind of like it, I must say. I've played both the standard layout and training roulette, and I kind of enjoy training roulette for a bit of a change. And yeah, on that note, I guess we'll have just a quick look to some of the soldiers. This was what Thormstrom wanted to look at, and yeah, as you can see, I was sort of colonel, and then we went down to a captain here. So I sort of really concentrated on these 7 guys before, or guys and gals before increasing relying on shivs. 3 probably well worth pointing out. This was my colonel, as I said, aim naturally 130, 94 will, threw her into the tank, and she came out as a psychic. So 146 kills is not too shabby. I did rely on her a lot. She was my first squad sight sniper, and I gave her double tap. Other promotions were pretty average. There was nothing to get excited about outside the norm there. Battle scanner, I think that was the standard battle scanner versus gunslinger choice, and I did go with battle scanner. As I said, she was my first sniper, and you know, with those seekers coming left, right, and centre in the you know, sort of May, June sort of period where you're wanting to carry things other than the respirator implants on your soldiers, can be pretty handy to just deal with them with the battle scanner. Next soldier was one of my 2 mimetic skin soldiers. I got Matilda here as the Van Dorn mission reward very early on in the game, and she came out of the gate as I think it was a sergeant, could have been corporals, but I think it was sergeant, with low profile. So she became a priority for going into the genetics lab, and I mimetic skinned her up at the first opportunity. I actually was running a mech at the same time, and I'm not sure if but fully upgraded mech, no problem there. Nothing much to see here. It's just a standard fully upgraded mech. But yeah, they're very meld hungry, but even though they're meld hungry, Matilda was running around left, right and centre picking up all the meld on the map, and I think I've got something like over 200 meld still just sitting around unutilised. The third soldier, actually, to a certain extent, this guy here, who's got a long way still to be promoted, but I ended up with the Opportunist Sentinel pair here, and I actually got it on this guy. Where's my other support? See, I ended up with a lot of supports here. He ended up with this nice bunch of promotions, Opportunist and Sentinel. So you stick them on Overwatch, they get 2 shots without penalty. Throw in Bullet Swarm, which gives him another shot, and then if he has to duck out of trouble, he also has lightning reflexes. And and then you got the smoke grenades and dense smoke if you're going to sit it out. Heat ammo, another great promotion. So I took him around a lot. His stats were okay for a colonel level, nothing extraordinary to write about, but but very good promotions. Stick him on Overwatch. He was a beast. If he got in trouble, he had a couple of different avenues to get out of it, either with smoke or with lightning reflexes. So really good soldier there. So that pretty much covers my views on the game itself or the game options that I took up with this Riot Master opportunity, and 3 of the better soldiers in my team, or 3 worth looking at. Probably just a few other tips, not tips so much, but the approach that I took. Firstly, I did the meld tutorial. I always find that it's a very easy way to start any mission on Classic and below. Just for people who are looking for some tips on the meld tutorial, it's a very easy mission, only 4 sectoids on the map, and they're all in a predictable spot. I always try and wipe them out with assault rifles rather than relying on the grenades. But simply put, you work your way around the back of that truck to your right. Don't run in front of the glass windows in the alfresco dining area. Get up onto the roof. You can take the first sectoid in the back alley very easily from a roof attack. He'll run into destructible cover. There's a couple of options that he runs to, but either way he'll run into destructible cover. If you want to, you can use a grenade to get rid of the cover and then just wipe him out with several attempts at with your assault rifles. If you've used 1 grenade, the 2 assault rifles don't get rid of him, then you've always got that 4th grenade, or the 2nd grenade, or the 4th soldier to grenade that sectoid. Run in through the back alley to get the next 2 sectoids, and then try and use a flank by sending 1 soldier down the alfresco dining area, and the other 3 soldiers remain in that back alley, and they can flank that 4th sectoid. Again, if you've got grenades up your sleeve, then you can always rely on grenades. But I try and flank and ensure that you get the weapon fragments out of the meld tutorial. The other approach, so I went down the xenobiology, and I'll just do something to have a look at the screen. I went down the xenobiology arc thrower pathway, and ended up building a interrogation chamber as my first building. Then headed down the meld route and built a cybernetics lab. So I had a mech by the time Portent came around, which can in itself be handy. But by that stage, I had a mech, a heavy, a sniper, and an assault support. And 2 of them carried arc throwers. I think it was the heavy. I put the heavy with 1 because he hasn't got a pistol. And just make sure that you try and capture at least 1 thin man and the sectoid. Because we were playing with damage roulette, it was difficult to ensure that you weren't going to kill these guys, or conversely knock them down to the point where they were easy captures. The mech can always use collateral damage to take off 1 or 2 hit points at worst. So you can do what you can do in order to capture those thin men, but you are relying to a certain extent not only on the arc thrower being successful, but even getting the enemies down to an appropriate level of hit points. But as I said, I've always now using the Portent mission after you make your way to the survivor. On the way back, with all those predictable drops, make sure that you use that opportunity to pull in a couple of captures. Once I'd researched light plasma, I ended up with 3 light plasma rifles, which was a very handy bonus over laser rifles. So anyway, so that was my my time with this game. I didn't actually end up losing any soldiers at all. I don't think. Yeah, can't even visit the memorial. Officer training school. I lead by example. After the first couple of months, I just don't even see it being worth $25. Squad Site 1, Squad Site 2 and Rapid Recovery were the 3 that I focused on, and really towards the end I bought these other ones when money was flush, but they're optional extras. And as I said, with the Foundry, big focus on getting the mechs up and about. I left a lot. I probably could have done improved arc thrower, except I was sort of getting a bit low on Illyrium and alloys. I had a really dry run with spaceships. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I thought that there were so many alien vessels per month or whatever, but I just could not seem to find enough alloys and Illyrium, and ran out quickly when I did. So like a lot of, usually I barely touched pistols in this game, and often they were being used to knock hit points off aliens, so I didn't want to improve damage or crit chance. So the rest of them, you can take or leave. It's really sort of money to burn stuff there. And I guess finally just having a quick look at the base. Nothing extraordinary there, but I did try and get a few adjacency bonuses there. Having lost Australia, I didn't need that 6th spot. I often find satellite nexuses to be, because of the extra requirements for engineers, unless I've really set myself up well for it, I usually don't have enough engineers to build satellite nexuses when I need them, so I just rely on satellite uplinks there. But look, I had some power supplies and ended up thermo there, and I stuck an Illyrium generator there, and that's enough power to run the show. So anyway, thank you Thornstrom for proposing the challenge. Once again, damage roulette can be a bit of a pain in the bum. It does make you play conservatively. It's supposed to make things more exciting, and I think it actually ends up making it less exciting. But good to get back into XCOM, and like everybody, I guess we're looking forward to XCOM 2.